In this video, we're going to discuss number one secret about wedding photography, which probably no one is telling you. Hello everyone, this is MP from MP Singh Photography. In this video, we're going to discuss number one secret for wedding photography to create beautiful, awesome images at every wedding. Now, when you look at those wedding gallery of some of the best in the world, the top photographers, you may wonder how they get those peak decisive moments at every wedding without an exception. Do you think they just get lucky, or they just happen to be there at the right time at the right moment? No, all those pros, they employ some secret formula, a secret sauce, which we are going to discuss in this video. And a spoiler alert, this is not related to equipment, this is not related to lighting or anything else. It's a very simple formula related to our shooting methodology. And I promise this is gonna be one of the best wedding videos you will ever watch. And I can bet my life on it. Well, not my life, but you get the idea. To understand this technique, we're going to cover three things. First, how casinos make money, how the house always wins. Secondly, how the top wedding photographers, the best of the best in the world, they use the same secret as used by those casinos in their wedding photography work, and how we can use the same. And thirdly, we're going to look at Lightroom contact sheet to see the secret, this formula at play at a real wedding in real life. Now, you may wonder what casinos have to do with wedding photography. Well, trust me, stick with me till the end and it will all come together and make sense. Okay, let's discuss our first case, how a casino makes money. For example, let's take the game of roulette, the little wheel. Now, in this game, you can either bet on a number or you can bet on a color. Suppose for the sake of simplicity, we're betting on a color. Now, there are 18 numbers in red and there are 18 numbers in black. Now, if you're betting on, say, we're playing the color red, you may think your probability of winning is 50-50, right? Because there are 15 red, 15 black. No. The reason is there are two additional numbers in the mix which are in green. And these two numbers in green, they play in favor of casino. That's how the casino wins. Now, let's see how it plays out. Now, your probability of winning is 18/38, which comes down to 47.3%. And what's the probability of casino winning over you? That is 20/38, which comes down to 52.7%. 52.7%, which is higher than your probability of success. And it means the casino has net edge of 5.4%. Now, let's see how this translates. This percent translates into actual profits. Suppose there are 1,000 bets and each bet is worth $1,000. Now, considering this probability, you have a chance of winning 473 bets worth 473K. And considering casino's probability, it can win 527 bets worth 527K, which means the casino has an edge. It wins 54K net profit. Now, let's consider this scenario again. Just by having two additional numbers playing in its favor, the casino makes a net profit of 54K. How we can apply the same number game to become a winner in our wedding photography? Let's discuss that next. Now, considering our casino example, let's draw a parallel to wedding photography. Now, suppose there's a wedding going on and we have posed a couple. It's the same couple, same spot, same lighting. Now, the wedding can be shot by a regular photographer, kind of little casual photographer, or a pro photographer. Now, the pro photographer in this example is akin to casino, and the regular photographer in this case is akin to the player who's playing against casino. Now what happens is, there's a couple picture going on. The regular photographer comes in. He takes 1 or 2 shots, right? 1 or 2 shots. And he says, I'm done. Now the pro photographer comes in. The pro photographer ends up taking 100 shots. Why, you ask? He squats, he climbs up, he weaves around. He's just trying to find the subtle differences in the composition, in the lighting, waiting for the peak moments, expression of the couple, because we never know when we will hit the jackpot. We as photographers, we never know when we will get the best possible expression in the most creative composition and lighting. So looking for that peak decisive moment, he ends up clicking 100 images. Now what is the probability of success? How much chance the regular photographer has to create a wow image? Well, he clicked only 1 picture, so his chance is only 1. And how much is the probability for the pro photographer to create a wow image? 100 times more, because he ended up clicking 100 images. Now this is just one example at the wedding, right? During the typical wedding day, we have hundreds of opportunities. The first look, ceremony, first kiss, first dance, reception, dance floor. There are hundreds of opportunities to create those images. For the sake of simplicity, let's say there are 10 opportunities. The day is split into 10 opportunities. Now the regular photographer, at every opportunity, he takes 1 or 2 pictures. Suppose he ends up with 10 images. And the pro photographer, our casino guy, he ends up with 1000 images. Now if we say the probability of creating a wow image is 10%, the regular photographer may potentially have 1 wow image from the whole wedding, right? And our pro photographer will have 100 wow images from the same wedding day. Now if we have to be super selective, and we're talking about the images which win international recognition, international awards, competitions, we know practically the chances are not even 10%. Say the chances are only 1%. So in this case, our friend, the regular photographer, will hardly have any wow image worth international awards. And our friend, the pro photographer, having clicked 1000 images, he will have at least 10 potential images which can be wow images and can be submitted for an international award. Now what's happening here? The regular photographer, only clicking 1 or 2 images at every opportunity, is hoping that he will get a wow image. He is relying on hope, and hope in this case is for hopeless. What the pro photographer he is doing is he's turning the odds in his favor to make sure, like a casino, the house always wins. He's working harder. He's working harder than anyone else through sheer numbers. He's clicking 1000 images in our example, and practically after a full wedding day, he may end up with 25,000 images. Now he's working harder during the wedding day, and he has to work even harder in the post-production because he has to cull these images. Suppose he is giving his clients only 1000 or 1200 images, he has to spend a lot of time on culling out. But at least he has a potential of creating 10 wow or 10 award-winning images. His edge in this case, like a casino, is through sheer numbers, which is possible only by working harder than anyone else. I hope the points we discussed so far, they make sense. Now let's dive into Lightroom and look at one of the contact sheets to see this secret, this formula at play at a real wedding in real life. So here we are in the Lightroom contact sheet. Now as visual artists, as photographers, looking at the actual images, in my opinion, will make more sense and get us better understanding of the secret formula we have been discussing so far. So let's look at these 2 beautiful first dance images from this wedding. Let me open up the first one here. Now, we planned ahead that we will be shooting this first dance from the balcony at this beautiful, gorgeous venue, the balcony at the 2nd level. That itself can set us apart from so many other casual photographers by going an extra mile, going somewhere where Uncle Bob, he won't go. Now there are so many factors. If we deconstruct this image, there are so many factors that came together to create this beautiful moment. Look at the lighting on the couple. The cross lighting works almost perfectly. We have one light backlighting the couple coming from upper right corner of the frame. The key light is coming from the bottom left corner of the frame. The bride has a subtle smile on her face, and the way the groom is looking at her is amazing. Their dance posture, their body language just has a very nice flow. The fog on the floor is creating a dreamy cloud. The fireworks at full blast in the background, they look romantic. There's a contextual element with the guest looking at the couple. Look at this lady on this left side. Look at her expressions. Now, let's look at the second image. Again, the same wedding, same couple, first dance image, another first dance image. It's the same idea. It's a beautiful diagonal composition. The most interesting elements are the couple and the lighting fixture, both of which are following the rule of thirds in composition. The lighting, the fog, everything looks beautiful. And this image, this one has a larger contextual element with so many guests watching the couple dance. So we have both the action and reaction in the frame. Again, it took so many images to get this one frame right. Now looking at these images again, we discussed how so many elements have to come together: the lighting, the composition, the fog, the expression of the couple, and they being in the direction of the light. So many things, so many elements have to come together to make this a wow image. Now to a casual viewer or even a casual photographer, this image may seem like, oh, the photographer happened to be there at the right place at the right moment and he just got lucky with this frame, with this picture. But my friends, there is an art to getting lucky, the behind the scenes secret. Just like the casino examples we discussed, we rigged the game in this wedding. For this image, we rigged the game in our favor through sheer numbers. I clicked almost 170 images to get these two beautiful frames right the way I wanted. Rest 160 images were almost a waste. They paved the path, kind of build up towards getting these final moments which worked for everyone, for us. And the client and the world does not get to see those other 168 images. To everyone else, it just looks like we clicked these two images and they came out gorgeous. It's like akin to cheating, clicking 170 images but showing only two. But that's why our clients hire us, not for the numbers but for the beautiful moments. So as we discussed, these are the two images that everyone, our clients and the rest of the world gets to see. Now let's look at the behind the scene other 168 images that no one sees. Let me open this contact sheet. And as you can see, let me reduce the thumbnail size here. As you can see, we clicked almost 170 images for just this first dance to get those two images. Let me just quickly kind of glide through all those images. This is the first image. The bride and groom, they're about to start their first dance. Now they're slowly walking towards the middle of the dance floor. The fog is setting in. They're starting their dance. As you can see in this image, the composition is not perfect. They're not looking in the camera, but the composition is good, but they are not looking in the camera. The fog is still not evenly spread out on the floor, and there is little camera coming out from the videographer. All these variables are beyond our control. We are still clicking, looking for that one or two images where everything, the composition, the lighting, the couple pose will just fall in place perfectly for us. So we are just clicking. The videographer comes in my shot. Even if in this shot, even if their expressions were perfect, everything else was perfect, I still have the videographer in my shot, which will happen. We are shooting together and they have to get this shot, we have to get our shot. Look at this image, the couple's gesture, the pose is nice, but the fog is still not there. There are no fireworks, and the videographer is in the frame. Again, we are clicking. I'll just quickly sift through all these images. There is no videographer. Oh, he's back there again, but the fog is not looking that good. Clicking. We'll keep churning through these images fast. The fog is now spreading out. Clicking. We're clicking. If you see in this image, because as I mentioned, I went to the second floor to get different perspective, maybe towards more creative composition. My team is still down there. You can see the video and the photography team down there next to the dance floor. So we have other team members on the ground floor trying to get the safe shot as well, just in case. So we're clicking. The couple is going around the dance floor, enjoying their first dance. The fog is coming out, and we are clicking. Now they're out of the range of our, as you can see in these images, they're out of the range of our light, and now they're falling back. There we go, bam. We get one shot, and this image also has a little bit of post-production editing done. That's why it looks little colors look little different, but the basic idea is the same. The fireworks, the fog, everything just falls in place, and we kept clicking, and there's our second image. Oh, let me go back. There's our second image. Different composition. They have a different placement on the dance floor, but the idea is the same. Clicking. So you get an idea. Let me just kind of zoom back to my contact sheet. As you can see, we ended up clicking from the balcony perspective. We ended up getting almost 170 images, and we only shared 2 images with the client, this one and this one. Let's look at another example, different wedding and a different couple. It's a post-ceremony couple picture and a peak fun moment, one of my personal favorites. Their expressions and the moment, it just tells a story. The groom jumped so high, and the bride's expression is like, you come down and I'll talk to you. We had just finished the couple shoot and we were running out of time and we had to get back. But the groom asked, hey MP, can you take a jump shot? And I said, sure, why not? He stood on the pole and he jumped from there. Though we had time only for one shot, we clicked that shot in the burst mode on my Nikon camera. The burst mode, the sports mode, it takes like 15 images in a row, and one of those worked out almost perfectly, which is this shot. So you can see, even when there was barely time for one shot, we clicked that shot in burst mode to take 15. And just like the casino example we discussed before, here again we're playing the number game, the game to turn the odds in our favor through sheer numbers. If time had permitted, we have taken more shots. I would have loved to improve the composition, having a little bit more kind of space between the frame and his head. If we briefly look at the contact sheet in this case, let me just go to the so these are those 13-15 pictures in the burst mode. You can see he just jumped, and we just clicked one picture where we got the perfect frame. Again, it's the number game where you never know where will you get your best picture, best frame, and the best moment in that frame. So the basic idea is this: in wedding photography or photography in general, the magic, the wow images happen when we get those peak beautiful moments and the beautiful frame and lighting. As a wedding photographer, even if we have full control over framing, composition, lighting, we still can't control expressions and those peak moments. Those are totally unpredictable. The only way to get all those elements together is to keep clicking, to work harder than anyone else, to turn the odds in our favor through sheer numbers, shoot the heck out of it and cull the heck out of it. Again, this is not to discount the individual creativity. We all know those photographers who have great creative vision and are genius at lighting and posing. But considering all those things, all those factors as equal, this one formula, this one secret of keep clicking, of turning the odds in our favor through numbers can work magic. I'd love to finish this video with a quote by David Hearn, world famous Magnum photographer. As we know, Magnum Photos is the world's most elite photography cooperative with the best of the best photographers. David Hearn said, as a general rule for a picture essay, he has to shoot 20 to 30 cassettes of 30 exposure film. And a single exhibition quality image, according to him, probably occurs, say, every 100 films. Now, he's burning 100 films of 36 exposure each, that means 3600 pictures. As we can see, even a world famous magnum photographer like David Hahn has to shoot 3600 images to get one exhibition quality image. As wedding photographers, we ought to do the same. Photography is about creativity, no doubt, but like casinos, we have to play the number game to get everything working in our favor and to win the game. And there you have it, probably number one wedding photography secret that no one is sharing. I hope it was helpful. If it is, please like the video, subscribe to our channel. We have many more videos and tutorials coming up. Keep clicking, keep kicking. Chak de fate. Oh yes, chak de fate in Punjabi means just do it and do it with a big bang.